Hey explorers, I'm just standing at a really incredible place. I've been here once before and I have shot a video of it, but I'm going to do another one again so you can see it because it's really amazing. One of the most incredible places I've ever seen in regards to what they call rock art. I think that's a rather irreverent name for it, because I believe all of these to be religious in nature, and I don't know. I think right now we may be standing on sacred ground. I have gotten permission to be here because this is reservation land, and that's what you do. Anyway, let me walk on over here and show you more. Try not to touch any rock, because even if you can't see the pictograph, it might still be there, and it might still be able to be brought out with some software called de-stretch. So we just don't want to touch anything. We are here only to observe, and we are here in respect and reverence for the location and for the beliefs that the people here hold. We are grateful that they have shared this with us. Pretty incredible, isn't it? I know of one other place that has incredible pictographs like this with multicolors, but it is, how do I say it? It's on sandstone, and the sandstone is sloughing badly. So most of the pictographs are gone now. I mean, there's still, I don't know, 30-40% left. But my goodness, what it must have looked like when it was new. See here, this figure here, check this out. Let me turn this way. Notice the digits on each foot are actually brought out. It has a tail, and it moves up, or I'm moving up looking at it. The hands also have the digits exposed, and you go up higher, looks like cheeks, and I'll tell you why I say that. And then above, a big old circle. Well, I've wondered about that, but I've seen a similar petroglyph. These are pictographs, but I've seen two similar petroglyphs, sorry, that are very similar. The cheeks, the tail, the exposed digits, and it all kind of came to home when somebody from this tribe told me that this is Coyote Man eating the sun, and it speaks of an eclipse. And so that rang a bell, because Coyote Man is spoke of with several tribes in the area. I know the Tabatalabal speak of Coyote Man, and in the El Paso Mountains, in two different locations, I have seen a figure very similar. The broken out digits, the tail, the cheeks. And it's funny because as soon as I see it, I think of Wile E. Coyote, and I don't mean that irreverently. That's just the first thing it reminded me of, the other two that I've seen. So when I saw this and I heard it was Coyote Man eating the sun, I think that those other two locations are also speaking of Coyote Man. Not necessarily eating the sun, but it's just Coyote Man. This whole panel here is covered with things, and I believe this figure right here almost looks like a water baby but I think it is what we would call Bigfoot. Again, I know that the Bottle believe in a Bigfoot, and I always butcher stories, but if I have the story correctly, there were two big feet that the Bottle knew about, don't touch, and one of them didn't like to be around people too much, but the other one saw the people dancing, the Bottle dancing, and I guess he was touched with it, enamored by it. So he built a skirt and he came down and he joined them in the dance, and they gave him a name, and he was a friendly Bigfoot. So another thing that I noticed that's very, I don't know, just reoccurring right here. I've seen this figure, something very similar. So similar, I need to remember to take a still photo of this and post the two side by side. I have seen this figure, I think it was, well, I won't say the location, other than to say it was on the Carrizo Plain, and it was probably Shumash in origin, although it could have been, I don't know, it could have been Yokut or Selenian. But, yeah, I mean, it looks like he's got ears standing out, but they're not ears. I think they're hands. A couple of figures right here strike me. I don't profess to know what pictographs and petroglyphs mean, but I know that I've seen this in the El Paso Mountains and the Guayasu. That's Guayasu area. See all that? See the red? You can see the arms and the legs, but there's a red line going way up. I think that is symbolizing a communion with their deity. In the case of the El Pasos, you had figurines and a red line going down, and that, according to a member, an elder of the Guayasu, said that was their communion with the earth. So that's why I think that. Some of these other things I can tell, but I don't know what they mean. You have a centipede right here. But is that a deity? I don't know. But I do believe that all glyphs and graphs are religious in nature. So I think it might be. This almost looks like a crescent moon right here. You know, we're looking at it, I don't know how long after it's been made. Still looks pretty good. You have a frog right here. What else we have? There's just stuff everywhere, and a lot of it's faded. What it would have been like to see this when it was new. I mean, it just would have been incredible. I see what looks more water babies. I know with some cultures, I think the Guayasu believe that water babies are bad omens. I think that the Bottle don't care for water babies. They don't think that it's the bad omen that the Guayasu do. But, you know, I'm unsure about this because I'm old and I forget. So, if any of our Native American brothers and sisters are listening to this and I've got it wrong, I do apologize. Clearly, this is a beaver, I believe. I would say water baby. Water baby. Right here, a very long snake in yellow. And over here more, another figure, long and with a tail though, a sharp tail. I don't know what that would represent. And there's just stuff everywhere. This is just an incredible place. I just feel absolutely blessed to be able to see this, to be able to look upon it. Another one of Coyote Man eating the sun from this end here. This thing is on the ceiling, and it is, I would say, 9, maybe even 10 feet long. Not sure. And then there's just a lot of other pictographs that are faded out. I won't show them to you. Probably be nice to de-stretch them. And here's a petroglyph of my wife. And anyway, yeah, maybe de-stretch some of those things, and the faded ones, that is, and bring them out. I'm noticing what looks like the remnants of paint even on the rocks on the ground, and I don't know if they're going to come out on the camera. This camera doesn't do that great with colors, but there's red right there, and over here there's red. Maybe it's natural. Maybe it isn't. Maybe because so many people have walked upon them, they've just really faded it out. I think that this is the very religious part of a village, because on the other side of those rocks there are many mortars, and we are next to a great water source. So when I see that pictograph of a beaver, I wonder if there was a time when beavers were literally damming this area. Picnic tables are because we're on the reservation. So, and I know there's a little trash. Might go grab a bag and clean this up. Of course, I don't want to do anything to insult anybody, and even picking up trash, I just, you can't be too careful here. Anyway, so just wanted to show that to you. There it is, and we're going to walk around and look around a little more.